Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Warren's Team Talk. I hope you're all well and having a fantastic day, whatever you're doing, whether you're sitting there, chilling out, getting pissed, having fun, whatever it is that you're doing. I hope that you're enjoying yourself, and I hope that you're. What the hell is going on here? Hold on just a second, everyone. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. I've got no idea what just happened. I just got booted out of my own stream, and complete and utter madness ensued. Because I was trying to sort out things, and it didn't want to work. Quite not sure. I'm really not sure why. But there you go. Anyway, so let's try again and see what happens. See if we get any joy this time. So I'm sorry about this. I don't quite understand what the hell happened. But still, never mind. I'll get there in a minute, I guess. But like I say, I hope everyone's okay, having a great day. I hope you're not getting too pissed. Well, I hope you are. I hope you're really getting smashed if that's what you like to do. And I hope you're not eating too much, or that you are if that's what you like to do. And if you're not celebrating, I just hope you're having a nice day and that you're healthy and that you're safe and all the rest of it. I just hope everything's fine. So what I thought we could do today is just sit and have a chat about football, really, and give you my alternative Christmas message, because I think there's some sanity needs to be brought back into the game, to be honest. Some of the absolute nonsense I've heard being spoken this year about football, it just makes me wonder what the hell is going on. Is it me? Am I losing the plot? If I am, please tell me, because I don't get it. I really don't. And, we've had talks about European Super Leagues where there's no promotion or relegation to it. We've had a situation where, managers are allowed to continue in jobs when they're just clearly not capable of moving the teams forward. I just don't, honestly, I despair of it. I really do. I just think, what the hell is going on? And then you listen to things like Talk Sport and the rubbish that those people speak. And then some of these massive accounts, Arsenal YouTube accounts as well, talking absolute garbage, for want of a better word. I mean, if that's their opinion, that's fine. But, ex-players and, I don't know. I just despair of it. Anyway, so we got chatting here from the old Skool Gunner. Nice to see you, buddy. I hope you're doing all right and having a great day. I saw some of your stream earlier about the preview of the Norwich City game. I found that quite entertaining. I can't work out whether you doing a wind up or whether you were pissed. But yeah, it was entertaining anyway, that's for sure. Old Skool Gunner says some of the Instagram accounts are annoying. Well, I haven't looked at Instagram for a couple of weeks, so I need to get back on it really. And Old Skool Gunner says full of crap. Yeah, well, it doesn't surprise me because most of these people have probably all got Twitter accounts and Facebook accounts and God knows what other accounts, and they just spout absolute garbage. It's just honestly, it just makes me laugh, and I just don't understand why these people would want to embarrass themselves like that. It's just incredible. And Old Skool Gunner says Norwich cheats. Yeah, I don't see it. Honestly, when I compare them with Manchester United, with Stoke City, Bolton, Burnley, and all these other clubs where we would go away to these grounds and we'd have regular basis, we'd get the absolute shit kicked out of us week in, week out. And I don't know whether you've had some problem with Norwich or something in the past. I don't know, man. I don't get it. I really don't. But that's your opinion. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. At least your opinion is based in there's some basis of fact for it. Anyway, so I thought it'd be quite interesting to give my Christmas message because, like I said, at this time of year, as old Lizzie says at Buckhouse, our thoughts turn to the Commonwealth. Well, for me, they don't turn to the Commonwealth. They turn to football. And this period, for me, is an absolute madness. We have games coming in left, right and centre one day and next. I remember years ago, Christmas period, I saw 2 games in 2 days at Arsenal playing Watford. They played Watford one day and then we had another game against them the next day. It was insane. And so I just think there's some sanity needs to be brought back to bear in the game. It really, and I think, the media has got a big part to play in this, and they need to stop talking absolute shit on the radio. But I know why they do it. They're doing it because they're trying to provoke people to cause a controversy, and if they can cause a controversy, it's going to push up their listening figures and it's going to get people engaging with the radio station. They'll get loads more people ringing up. It's just mad. And I think people should stop falling for it and just switch it off, not listen. Because as soon as people start doing that, then they'll get the message. They really will. And Old Skool Gunners, disgraceful against us at the Emirates, looking for soft trees and pens. I don't know. I thought they were really weak against us. I really did. I think if they'd gone in and battered us a bit more than they did, I think they could have got something out of the game, but they didn't. And I remember seeing the game before when we played Chelsea. Lukaku absolutely destroyed Mari and Rob Holding. He absolutely bullied them. But I don't remember seeing them do that. And I was shocked, actually, because the tactic obviously worked for Chelsea against us. So I was surprised that they didn't try it as well. But there you go. Anyway, so on to bigger and more important topics. The future of international tournaments. Now, currently, we've got the World Cup. We've got the European Championships, or different confederations tournaments equivalent to the European Championship. And we got the Nations League. Now, I heard the other day that I think it's either next year or the year after, some of the South American sides are going to be joining the Nations League, which I found a bit bizarre, really. It's a UEFA tournament, and they're going to be joining it. So my question is, because it then strengthens my argument that the way that the qualifying for the World Cup happens should be completely scrapped and ripped up. Excuse me while I have some of my schlor. I realised I'm not even on camera. That's a bit mad, isn't it? And that's better. Yeah, so yeah, it should be completely scrapped and ripped up, in my opinion. And it's high time that we had a worldwide qualifying tournament, right? Now, I can just imagine what people are going to say. Oh, you can't do that. It will take too long, and it will mean that these smaller nations won't be able to travel all around the world like you're going to be expecting them to. I just think it's nonsense. You know, I think they should have worldwide qualifying tournament and have a pre-qualifying tournament like they do with the Champions League. When the Champions League starts, it doesn't. Not every team is in it from the very first fixture in the tournament. They've got a preliminary qualifying rounds, and then a first qualifying round and a second qualifying round, like they do with the FA Cup and stuff like that. And Old Skool Gunner says backing into defenders and falling over. Well, yeah, but like I said, mate, that's your opinion. It ain't mine, unfortunately. But you're entitled to your opinion, and that's what you think. That's up to you, buddy. Yeah, so the Champions League, the FA Cup, not every single team plays in it from the very first fixture of these tournaments. They have a preliminary round, then they have like a first qualifying round, and it goes on. For the FA Cup, for example, like sometimes there's an extra preliminary round, then there's a preliminary round, then there's 4 qualifying rounds. So that's 6 rounds before you get to the first round proper. Then there's another 2 rounds until you get to the third round. So by the time the third round comes in, the third round would have been the 9th round of the tournament, right? So it just like, I just think, and this FA Cup it's been lauded as the greatest tournament, a cup tournament in the world. So they must be doing something right. And I just think that the problem for me with the World Cup is when it gets to the finals, it's not the 32 best teams in the world who are competing, right? Because of the way the qualifying is done. You're getting like teams that really, they probably would struggle to qualify if it was a straight knockout or proper qualifying like other tournaments have. I really don't think that they would necessarily qualify. And there are European sides that probably would struggle to qualify as well. So in order to make it more competitive and to push up the standards of these teams, I mean, you could get them to play against each other, play teams of a similar level, and that will make it more competitive. It will push up the standards, and then the ones that win will then get rewarded with going into a group with even stronger sides. So I just think it's not very well thought out, and I think it would be much better if you was to have like pre-qualifying tournaments of teams of a similar ranking or level playing each other, and then the winners of that particular round then go forward to another round. And then finally, you get like a worldwide qualifying tournament. So you can end up with Ghana, England, Chile, Canada, and China all playing in one world qualifying group for a place in the World Cup finals. And I just think it would work much, much better that way. Because then when the actual finals came, you would have a far better chance of the 32 best teams in the world competing for it. Because the way it is at the moment, it isn't that. It isn't. I'm sorry, but it's not. And the tournament itself isn't as attractive as the European Championships because the standard of the competition isn't as high. And I just think it needs looking at. I really do. And the amount of international, well, let me explain that as well. You've got a situation where recently England played a qualifying game for the World Cup, and they defeated, what was it, San Marino, like 11-0 or something ridiculous like that. So, yeah, I just think there's a much, much better way to do it. And I think if you had a worldwide qualifying tournament, it would work much better. But having said that, I think it needs to work like the Champions League does, the FA Cup does, that teams have to go through a preliminary qualifying tournament before they get to play in the full qualifying rounds to go to the World Cup finals. So, yeah, I mean, that's my idea on it, and that's my observations of it and how I think it could be improved. People may disagree with me, but yeah, that's what I think. And I think that the thing could be devised much, much better than the way it is at the moment. And the same with the European Championships qualifying. I mean, we get groups of qualifying for the European Championships when there's 6, 7 teams in one qualifying group. Now, when I was a kid growing up, you'd never get more than 3 or 4 teams in a qualifying group. And on a rare occasion, you might get a group or 1 or 2 groups with 5 in it, but never 6 or 7. I mean, it's just madness. And the amount of fixtures that these countries are being asked to play, and then they have friendly fixtures on top of that. It's too much. It is too much. And I think there should be set dates in the calendar, maybe twice a year. That was the one thing I liked that Arsene Wenger said when he said that they play all the international fixtures twice a year in a month period or something like that and get it over and done with, rather than keep interrupting the league season and having to have international breaks every couple of months or every month or so. No, have 1 month, like say, I don't know, September, where you play all the international fixtures, and then again in March, where you play all the international fixtures, and then it's done and dusted. And have a proper qualifying tournament, like I said earlier. So, yeah, that's my thoughts about the future of international football. I think it'd make it a lot more attractive. I think it would make it a lot more competitive for all the teams involved. There would be less pressure on the leagues around the world if they had a set period or dates in the calendar where they knew it was going to be international tournaments going on. So let's move on. Let's talk about the Champions League and European international club tournaments. We've got another chat coming. And Ali Sokola Jack, Warren, Merry Christmas. Wish you all the best, mate. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Ali. I hope you're well, mate. Nice to see you. I hope that you're having a good Christmas and enjoying yourself. Lovely to see you. Thanks for coming in. Yes, I'm just giving my thoughts about football in general. That's why I called it the alternative Christmas message. And I'm just starting to talk about international club football because I think that needs a revamp as well. So, how would I revamp it? Right, for a start, the Champions League. Why is it called the Champions League? It clearly isn't a Champions League. It's a champions, well, most of the countries, it's a champions plus the second, plus the third, plus the fourth teams in their league who play in it. So it's not a Champions League at all. It's a mess. It's a mess. And I would have the Champions League revert to the way it was years ago and just have the champions from each country playing in it. Right? Then you have a second tier tournament like the Europa League, where the teams who finish second, finish third, finish fourth, and fifth, or go down as far as you want to go, really, then play in a secondary tournament, right? And again, make it the same as it currently is, where teams have to go through a pre-qualifying. It's like, depending on what their country, what their country's ranking is and what their club coefficient is, then make them play in a pre-qualifying tournament, so that you then get the best sides playing in the final stages of the tournament. Not just like have some like seeing matches where like clubs get like slapped 11-12-0 or something like that. No one wants to see that. It's not competitive. It doesn't do the teams any good. It doesn't do the players any good. It's an absolute nonsense. So yeah, and on top of that, the thing I like about it is the fact that you can get promotion and relegation at the end of the season. If you win the Europa League, you can go forward to the Champions League. And with this new Europa Conference League, if you win that, you can go to the Europa League. And then the following season, if you win the Europa League, you can go into the Champions League. That's a good thing, in my opinion. And because it gives progression through the tournaments. And then maybe have a third tier tournament, like for the teams who finish 5th, 6th, and 7th, say, for example, or however you want to do it. But again, it needs to have a pre-qualifying tournament and then have groups of like 3 or 4, and let it progress on like that. And I think it would work much, much better. I really do. I think it would. And even the whole concept of, it being a European-based tournament. Why is it restricted to Europe? Why can we not have, like, it be a worldwide tournament? So you have teams from South America in it. You have teams from Africa in it. You have teams from the Australasia in it. You have teams from Asia in it. You have, teams from all over the different confederations all playing in one international club tournament. Yeah. And have, like, again, a pre-qualifying tournament until it gets to the latter stages. So you don't see teams getting slapped up like 11 and 12-0, and it makes it competitive for teams if they're all playing teams or clubs of a similar standard. It's going to make it far more competitive for them. It's going to be more attractive for fans to watch, and then it gives progression, and it doesn't just absolutely destroy these teams' confidence and their players' confidence. And it'd be a far better way of this thing to be organised than it is at present. That's what I think. And I believe it would work way better than it currently does. Then the other mad idea I had as well, and it was just floated years and years ago by people, was about the League Cup and what could be done with the League Cup. I beginning to come round to the idea of scrapping the League Cup altogether and replacing it with another cup tournament, which involves all the club sides in the British Isles. So you could have a cup competition which works in the same way as the League Cup does, but with all the league sides in the British leagues. So you'd have all the teams from the Welsh League, all the teams from the Irish League, both the north and south of the border. You'd have teams from the Scottish League and also teams from the English League, all playing together in a cup competition. I think it would be really good for the fans. I think it would be interesting, and I think it would be great. I think it would be a great tournament. There may be some issues with security and whatnot, but I think it'd be great. I really do. I really think it would be a fantastic tournament. So please make sure you put in the description all your thoughts about these ideas that I've had. Whether you think I'm off my rocker, probably. You probably do, and I don't mind that. It's just an idea. It's just ideas. But I do think more sanity needs to come into play with football, because I just think it's getting a bit crazy. And then there's all this issue and debate about fixture congestion as well. Now, it's always been an issue over the Christmas period, the amount of games that we're being asked to play. Like this Christmas, we got games on Boxing Day. We got game the 26th. Then we got games on the 27th. Then we got games on the 28th. Then also we've got, let me just tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to share the screen so you can see this. Hold on a sec, because I want you guys to see this. Right, so here we go. So tomorrow we've got all these leagues, games in the Premier League, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in the Premier League tomorrow. Then on the 27th, we've got another game between Newcastle and Manchester United. Then on the 28th, we've got another set of fixtures in the English Premier League. That's 1, 2, 3, 6 of them. Then on the 29th, we've got another 2 games in the Premier League. Then on Thursday, we got another 2 games in the Premier League. Then on Friday, there's no games. Then on Saturday, we got another set of fixtures. On New Year's Day. And then on the 2nd, we got another set of fixtures. On Sunday, the 2nd of January. And then Monday the 3rd, there's another another fixture. So if you look at that, I can see why some of these managers are like losing the plot over it. I really can. Because it's absolutely insane. So, I just think it needs to be. I mean, we've got this World Cup coming up, and they're trying to cram as many fixtures as they can into a short period of time as possible. And it's going to get worse next season as well. So some of these players, they won't have had a break for nearly 3-4 years by the time this World Cup comes up. And I'm telling you, their players are going to start to go down with bad injuries. if something's not done about it. And I'm sorry, but player welfare needs to become before all this nonsense. It really does. And, you can't just keep flogging a dead horse like that and expecting players to keep performing to a high standard. The quality of the game that's on offer is going to start falling. And I know this sounds all quite negative, but it needs to be thought about. So, I just think it's a bit mad, really. So yeah, I don't know what everyone else thinks about this, but I just think, we need to be careful about the amount of games that we're asking people to play. I know they're paid a lot of money and stuff like that, but that's the modern game. But you can't just keep expecting players to play and play and play and it have no impact, because I just think it's irresponsible, really. But yeah, there you go. So the fixture congestion. What else did I say that we could have a talk about? Yeah, so the other thing is about all these games that keep getting postponed because of the old doodah. There's been quite a few of them of late. There's another 3 games tomorrow that have fallen foul of the old doodah. And there is, and I'm sure it's not going to be the last of them because the old doodah seems to be getting more and more widespread and more people falling foul to it. I just think we should have had a shutdown for a couple of weeks and just to give everyone a reset and time to relax because, it's not just the doodah. It's the fact that some of these players have been playing continuously for like over 2 years now without a proper break. So just give them a break, let them have a rest. And because there's quite a number of players who've been playing relentlessly for the last 2 years and their form has really dipped. It has. I mean, at Arsenal, we saw Bukayo Saka, his form was dipped. Then we had a period where Kieran Tierney's form dipped. And, it's no surprise to me because they're shattered. They need a break. The young guys, and you can't expect them to keep like producing it to such a high standard like that week in, week out without a proper break. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Please don't forget to put a like on the video, everyone. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to share the video around. That would be really, really great. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about it all as well. Whether you think I'm talking absolute nonsense, whether you think that I've got a point and things do need to change, and particularly the stuff I was talking about, international football. I'm sure that a lot of people won't like that, but I can see international football, if we're not careful, it's going to die out because more and more people are just saying it's boring and it's not it's not like it was years ago. I mean, I remember years ago when the World Cup was on, everyone was really excited about it and everyone would be absolutely into it and really excited by the whole thing, but not anymore. People are just turned off by it, and you hear people groaning when there's an international break, and it's because a lot of the games aren't competitive, and the reason they're not competitive is the tournament doesn't have a proper level of structure and organisation to it, whereby teams of a similar standard are pitted against one another, and they're going out and slapping teams up 11 and 12-0, and it's not nice to watch. I don't find it nice to watch anyway. I find it quite boring, really, and it's because it's not competitive, and for me it just needs to be restructured and redesigned, because there's too many fixtures. It keeps interfering with the domestic calendar, and I just think they need to have set periods of the year where international football is played, and leave it like that and stop messing about with it. Have pre-qualifying tournaments like they do with the FA Cup, when they do with the Champions League, the Europa League, and all these things. I just don't understand what the problem is, really. And have a worldwide qualifying tournament, not regionalised one, because at the end of the day, most of these players, like now, they travel all around the world to play international football anyway, so I don't really see what the problem is. If you want to do the pre-qualifying tournaments on a regional basis, fine. I mean, that's what happens in the FA Cup. Like in the early stages of the FA Cup, the games are played, and the teams that play are drawn against sides from the same area as them. And do it like that if you want. But when it gets to a certain point, then for me, it has to be a worldwide qualifying tournament. It really does, because then it's going to ensure that the thing is properly competitive, and it'll be more entertaining, and it's better for the players, because the standards of the players will go up, the standard of the countries' associations will go up, they'll make more money, which is something they all seem to love. So I just think that's the way forward. I really do, with international football. European club football tournaments, I think, Champions League should be just for the champions, and then maybe another two tournaments of cup competitions beneath that for the teams who finish second, third, and fourth, and then another one below that for the teams who finish fifth, sixth, and seventh. And why are we having just European sides playing these tournaments? Why is it not a proper international world club competition? So you have teams from all the different worlds qualifying into it. All the teams qualifying into it from all the different leagues around the different confederations. I think that'd be a much better way of doing it. So, and I've long felt this. I really have. And I just think it'd be a lot more interesting. It'd be a lot more exciting. And then also look at the League Cup. Maybe restructure it to include sides from all the British Isles League club sides in one single cup competition. I think that would be really interesting and breathe some new life into it. I think it would. And the other thing I wanted to say was, if you want to bring back status to the FA Cup, give the FA Cup winner a place in the Champions League. That will bring back the status to the FA Cup, just like that. So the team that wins the FA Cup gets the fourth spot in the Champions League. You watch the amount of teams that take that competition seriously if that happens. I'm telling you. So yeah, anyway, everyone, I'm going to end the stream there. I hope you enjoyed my alternative Christmas message. Let's get some sanity back into the game and stop letting these idiots talk absolute rubbish wherever they're spouting it from, and let's reclaim the game, as they say. Anyway, everyone, I hope you have a great Christmas and you're enjoying yourselves, and I wish you all a very happy, healthy and safe new year. And I just want to thank everyone who's subscribed to my channel so far. I want to thank everyone who's watched my videos. I want to thank everyone who's put a like on the videos and everyone who shared my content around. Thank you so much. And yeah, please don't forget to do it for this video as well. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please don't forget to put a like on the video and to share it around with as many different people as you can. Please also remember, guys, keep talking, keep sharing some love and kindness around the world, and yeah, have a great time and enjoy the festivities. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. I enjoyed talking to you, and I'll see you all again really soon. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.